Alright. Time for some more New Game Plus or something. Got a hankering to play this game. So we resume. I think I finished off fighting Ravana. No, we got past that. I don't remember where exactly we left off. Right, no, because we're in the Churning Mists. I did all the Moogles crap. Did lots of Moogle fun. I think we're about to call Heavensward down from his perch. I do believe that be where it at. Yeah, we had like a little campfire. It was very cute and wholesome. Nothing bad could possibly go wrong. And here we are. The campfire was cozy. I must have fallen asleep, Kupo. But, do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Heavensward back to the skies above Zenith. I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with a toot of that shiny horn. So, I'll be heading back now, if it's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo. It's nice knowing you. Yeah, because the winds were blowing in a direction where if we had tooted our horn, he would have not heard it. But now we had a nice nap, and the winds are blowing in our favor.
We'll roll around in the snow.
Have fun.
I need to hesitate.
You're gonna probably want to close this door too. Unfortunately, Heavensward doesn't speak English like his father, Midgard Somer. Mortals, why do you disturb my solitude? Thou speakest the name of a creature that but awaiteth the release of oblivion. Leave me.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Heavensward, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth about your past, about Shiva.
Do not speak her name, mortal.
But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Foolish girl. Thinkest thou my beloved spirit hath descended from the heavens? That the secrets of her heart are thine to know?
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Gullible fool. The light but illuminated the past for thee. It did not grant thee omniscience. The spirit thou hast summoned belongeth not to Shiva, 'tis but a shade conjured by thine own fancy. In an age long past, mine own kin were guilty of like folly. Beguiled by the Dark One's lies, they attempted to resurrect a king amongst worms, yet the divinity they called forth merely borrowed the semblance of my fallen brood brother. Such gods are not summoned but created, phantoms spun from the threads of misplaced faith.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Was but thy dream of Shiva. Thy soul hath been corrupted by a deity of thine own making, child.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelgr, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
The tale of thy kind is one of avarice, treachery, and death, and thou wouldst speak to me of peace? Hark, thee mortal, to the naked truth. Then tell me thou deservest forgiveness. "1,200 years ago, my beloved Shiva's sacrifice served to bring an end to the war twixt man and dragon, paving the way for an age of peace and cooperation. 2 centuries of harmony would have followed, during which time the Elezen learned much about us, not least that the eyes of a great worm, are the wellspring of his strength. 'Twas out of the selfish desire to possess this strength that King Thordan then conspired to undo all that our peoples have achieved together. With the aid of his leal knights, the most noble of Elezen lured my brood sister Ratatoskr into an ambush, and took from her that which he craved. Fain would I strike the image from my mind, yet still the scene doth linger, my brood sister's tattered corpse defiled by her Elezen allies. They had torn out her eyes and feasted upon them in a manner of wild beasts. Yet that was not all, for from their bloody banquet the fiends had gained strength beyond that of mortal men. Even now I labor to comprehend the enormity of their betrayal. Nidhogg was the first to learn of the atrocity, and he took to the skies, hungry for vengeance. But though he slew Thordan and some few of his knights, their fellow butchers knew only too well where to aim their spears, and when thou practiced savagery, they set about my brood brother, sending him flailing from the field. Such as the truth of the Holy See would keep hidden, such was the beginning of the Dragon Song War. 'Tis a song my kind shall ne'er forget, and should 10,000 years pass and Ishgard crumble to dust.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
What thou choosest to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine every waking moment is no less than the truth to my kind. And Nidhogg meaneth for Thordan's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days. That which thou imaginest a war of extinction is but a punishment, a siege of the spirit. Hast thou not seen those who tire of the torment, those who abandon their own and side with dragonkind?
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Know that all the traitor's progeny bear a trace of Radataskar's essence, but a single sip of our blood is enough to awaken it.
Then the seed lies within us.
'Tis for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus are they transformed to join the ranks of Nidhogg's ever-growing army as newborn dragons. One by one, through death or defection, my brood brother shall account for all of the betrayer's children.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain.
There will always be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like thee, Dragoon. But struggle as thou might, thy youthful vigour will be spent ere thou reachest 70, and Nidhogg shall remain to torment thine offspring.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all. But vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
Thou hast the right of it, Dragon Slayer. Comprehendest thou now the futility of thy quest?
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Stubborn child, thou thinkest in mortal terms. Our perception of time is too broad for thee to grasp. 'Tis a simple matter for thee to offer thine apologies. Thou didst not perpetrate the crime. Despite thy visions, the deeds of history seem distant to thee. For a worm such as Nidhogg, however, the history is yet part of his present. As fresh as the blood that did gush from Radatoskr's wounds, how could he not be driven mad? 'Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that mine own fury hath not consumed me. But let us speak no more of what is done. My faith in your kind is spent, and I would be alone. Hraesvelgr was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power, the will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned served only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course. Well, alright, apparently part 1 was only that quest. Oops. If I'd known that, I would have done that last time. I would have watched the cutscene and then gone to bed.